The Chicago Bears are connected to a potentially shocking move. So the Bears, we only have 4 picks in the draft. It's pretty obvious we're going to go Caleb Williams with the number 1. I think that's a done deal. And then this is where all the debate is about. Most of it's about trading down, right? For more picks, or standing pat, taking the best player available. But here's an idea, though, and it's just a part of the offseason. We get to just have some fun, right? It's not that serious. But what I want to pose is there a possibility that GM Ryan Poles would actually move up in the draft and get the best receiver in the class? Is it possible we could walk away from this draft with not only Caleb Williams, but Marvin Harrison Jr.? I mean, it's fun to think about, but I think it has a little bit of teeth. So we've got Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze as well. Love both of them for different reasons, but I don't think there's any question that MHJ is not just the best receiver in this class, but possibly even the best talent in the whole draft. I know everything is conjecture right now. I get that, but this might have some teeth. The question is, what would it take to get him? And do we actually have the capital to make it happen? I mean, we only have 4 picks in this draft. I think it hinges on a couple things. Quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3 to start the draft. That means the Bears, New England, and Washington, they take Caleb, they take Drake May, and they take Jaden Daniels, right? I think that's a very likely scenario. It then hinges on something else. Arizona, with a couple teams like the Vikings, Vegas, even the Broncos desperate for a quarterback, and at least one of them, they buy into the JJ McCarthy hype. And he's going to be a great quarterback, possibly. I'm not saying it's all hype, but he is getting so much traction. And I think at least one of these teams are in love with him. Giving an offer to the Cardinals that the Cardinals cannot refuse, and trading into the 4 spot to draft him, right? So let's go back to the original ESPN story that ran at the time. This is about the Minnesota trade that they just made. It looks like they're preparing to make a move in this trade that they did recently with the Texans. I'm going to go to the story here. The Minnesota Vikings, they acquired the Houston Texans first-round draft pick in a trade that could be a precursor to moving further up in the round to select a quarterback to replace the departed Kirk Cousins. This was reported at the time it happened by Kevin Seifert on ESPN. Look it up. It's a great story. In the deal, the Vikings got the Texans number 23 pick along with a 7th round pick, number 232 overall. And the Texans, they got the Vikings 2nd round pick, their 6th round pick, and their 2nd round pick in 2025. So in short, the deal, it preserved the Vikings' own 1st round pick, number 11, and now they could, in theory, package it with the number 23 pick that they got from the Texans to move up in the round anywhere that they want. The Vikings have the ammo to get exactly what they want here. They did a little bit of due diligence, too. They signed free agent Sam Darnold to a 1-year, $10 million contract as a potential bridge starter in 2024 if needed. And here's what their GM had to say about that. If the opportunity comes where that player is available, we'll take it. If it's not available in that sense, we'll continue to build around and then find potential odds at a long-term solution, in addition to what we've already brought in with Sam and anybody else we require. So really, the answer isn't just some strict thing. And part of that is the flexibility we've wanted to put into our plan for these next couple of years. It kind of sounds like double talk, right? I'm going to take down this story here. It sounds like double talk, but I think he wants to give himself at least the opportunity to move up further in a draft where it's possible that none of the teams that own the top 3 picks, the Bears, of course, the Commanders, the Patriots, maybe none of these teams, including us, are interested in trading out because we all reportedly want to draft a quarterback. In that scenario, there could be a competition among several teams for the number 4 pick owned by the Arizona Cardinals. They're set with starter Kyler Murray, right? They don't need a quarterback. The Vikings, they have the ammo to swoop in and win any bidding war that might take place for the Arizona Cardinals number 4 pick. So now let's say that happens. The Vikings trade up. They get the number 4 pick. They go JJ McCarthy. That's very, very plausible. So now that leaves the Chargers at 5. And the Chargers, to be honest, they're in a bit of a rebuild, right? I mean, we got Keenan Allen from them for only a 4th-round pick. A great move. And Coach Harbaugh, he's been talking up building in the trenches with the run game. I'm very familiar with U of M. Remember San Francisco? He builds teams predicated on the run, and he hasn't really fluctuated on this. And also, he just won a national championship doing so. So I think he's going to stick to this program. I think they'd make a deal with the Bears. And also, if the 4 quarterbacks are gone, trading up with them, it might just come a bit cheaper, right? Rumors are circulating that the Chargers as well, they have a ton of interest in moving down, stockpiling more picks, because honestly, their roster's pretty depleted. It's just plain old. And if you examine a trade value chart, which I have, our number 9 plus a 2nd rounder, it should be enough to get to 5. And obviously, we don't have a 2nd rounder, but the trade with Carolina, it just keeps giving and giving and giving, as we have an extra 2nd round pick next year, and we could use that to close the deal, right? Let's do this on something concrete. Let's look at the last time someone traded down from 5. That was way back in 2012. It's a while ago, but I wanted to give us something concrete to go off of and not just have this complete conjecture. Tampa Bay that year, they traded down with the Jaguars for the 7th pick. They swapped with Jacksonville for number 7 and a 4th rounder. The quarterbacks are gone in this scenario, swapping our 9th plus next year's 2nd. That might just be enough to get it done with Arizona. Also, we could add a 5th rounder. We could do a lot of things to massage this deal into happening, but I think our 1st and next year's 2nd, that might just be enough to get it done. It's at least a baseline for talks. The payoff for this, Williams and MHJ, they're rated number 1 and number 2 by most prognosticators, myself included, and we could have both. The level up on offense would be something we've never seen in Chicago. I would really like to see this. DJ, Marvin, and Keenan. I like the sound of that, right? That would be an aggressive swing, though. Poles is known for being a bit conservative at times, but man, what fun this would be. And it's not without any merit, as sources are coming out with breadcrumbs. Take it for what you will here. And I'm going to go to this Twitter feed. Here we go. Thank you for your patience. I am my own producer here. It's not without merit. Sources are coming out with breadcrumbs. Take it for what you will here once again. Ben Devine on Twitter, he had this to say after Marvin Harrison Jr.'s visit to Hallis Hall only 2 days ago. And this is super interesting, and it might be telling. Ben Devine, with Marvin Harrison Jr. visiting Hallis Hall today, I will say this. 2 NFL employees I trust messaged me 2 and 3 weeks ago and said not to be surprised if the Bears trade up for a wide receiver. Chicago had made calls, and some prominent draft analysts are mocking accordingly. Also, many are starting to say Neighbors is beginning to be looked at as the best wideout in the class. You guys, this has some merit. It has some teeth. Sorry if you can hear my dogs in the background. They are stupid. And you know what? Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe if you like this material. I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. And yeah, bear down, you guys. This has been so much fun this offseason, and it's going to continue. We're 2 weeks from the draft. I cannot wait. Talk to you soon. See ya.